Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Brickhaven Project. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the expansion of the beach and the water, as well as the next skyscraper that's going to be added to the skyline. So, let's get into it. Like I said in my last LEGO City update, I was really hoping to make some more progress on the beach and the water, and I absolutely was. So you can see kind of where we had our original section ended at this lime green surfer, and now I was able to add all of these base plates of brand new sand detail as well as water detail. Now, it's not completely finished. You can see I only got this far with the water tiling, so still have many more base plates to go, but I at least got another large chunk completely finished, including all of the sand detail, the dry sand and the wet sand. And then another really exciting detail that I added was I started to work on this rock jetty. Now, this has been another thing that's completely outside of my working inventory here. Just something that I've never tackled before is rock work. So on the other layout, there's, I'm pretty sure, like 0 bits of rock work, but in this layout, I wanted to play around a little bit with the beginnings of some rock work here. So this is going to help us transition the beach and the shoreline into just straight water. And this is also going to help with the transition into the lighthouse, because I am still planning on adding that on the edge here. But this came out incredibly well. I'm actually shocked with how well this turned out, in my opinion at least, because like I said, I've never really done any rock work, but I just sort of started laying some slopes. Started with like a dark bluish gray slope foundation, and then slowly worked up to adding in some bits of light bluish gray slopes near the top. And so I think this worked out really well and will be a good transition between the shoreline and the rest of the water. But that's pretty much all of the sand and water detail kind of finished up here. I've officially got all of the sand done, which is really exciting, but unfortunately there is still lots of blue water tiling to go, especially if we're going to be doing a lot more on the side here. But that's okay, because I am definitely enjoying the process. It's just a bit tedious, and that's okay because it is keeping me busy, that's for sure. But there's a little bit more that I have to show you in this update that isn't just beach and water related. I did get another road section completed, and that's the road that dead ends into the cloud backdrop. This is just another basic 2-lane road that is very reminiscent of the other one in between the 7-Eleven and the Skyloft building. But it is now time to add our third skyscraper building into New Bricksburg, and I am very excited, so let's grab that and get that placed. And here it is. This is the third skyscraper. It is an apartment complex known as the Greenwood Heights building, and I am stoked to have this building in my layout. It is another one designed by AFall TV, but again, I've made my own tweaks to add my own little touches to the building itself. And so on the first floor, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a lobby building, maybe even a secondary coffee shop. But one of my favorite design choices was actually using some of those road plate printed 2x4 tiles with the white stripe, just to add a little bit of detail in between those two sets of window frames. And the building itself isn't the most detailed skyscraper, but it does add a lot of good height to the skyline. It is just a little bit shorter than the City Finance building. And then it also has just some more of the simple HVAC units on the roof. Now, this building does not have an interior right now, and I'm not too sure whether I'm actually going to add floors with individual apartments in this building, or if I'm going to go with the insert idea like I had done with the city finance building. Again, this insert is not finished. It's just a prototype, and I still haven't gone back to that building yet to fully finish the insert. And so I'm still kind of debating whether or not I should do an insert on this building or a full interior. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you like the idea of these inserts? I know for the city finance building, I really don't want to go in and add like 10 floors to this building, but I feel like with the Greenwood Heights, it might be possible because this is really only like a 5-story building, so it wouldn't be too challenging. But let me know in the comment section below. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that. But I am very happy with how this building turned out, and it definitely improves the skyline a lot to have a third skyscraper. You can see we're starting to get some depth, and that was another thing I wanted to play around with because this is not a very big table. It's only 5 base plates deep, but I thought if I were to kind of vary the placement of the skyscrapers, you can see that Skyloft is a full 16 studs back from the roadway, and then the City Finance Tower is all the way up on the roadway. And then Greenwood Heights is another 16 studs back. And I thought that like varying the placement of the skyscrapers could really help the look of the skyline, as well as kind of changing which way they face, which I think helped a lot as well. So you can see like the entrance is on the side, whereas the entrance is on the front when comparing the Greenwood Heights building to the City Finance Tower. So just a couple little interesting tidbits I wanted to point out there for how I'm trying to build my skyline. But now that we've got a lot more of the beach and the water done and another skyscraper in, the layout is looking phenomenal. It is definitely lacking some details still, like I mentioned in the last video. I really need to get to work on placing all those cars and minifigure scenes as well as all the landscaping, because I think that's really going to help tie in the bustling beach with the very tall skyscrapers in the back. So I really need to get on that very soon, and hopefully I'll have time to do that. But I think that's all the progress I have to share with you in this LEGO City update, so I think it's time to hit the outro. Well, I hope you enjoyed this update on New Bricksburg. Again, making a lot more progress, whether that be in the beach, in the water, or just the fact that we were able to get another skyscraper installed on this layout. We are making very quick progress getting this layout built up from the ground, and I am just thrilled with how this is turning out. It's really nice to be working on something that's so different from the other layout. You know, this layout has so much water and sand and larger roads and larger buildings that are so much unlike what I have in Brookhaven, which there's nothing wrong with that. And it's actually very exciting to be working on something so different. And I'm definitely going to keep working on this project full steam ahead. Hopefully we can get some more details put in very soon, and you can see we're already almost to the edge of the table, which is a little concerning for the space that I have down here in the studio, because I'm not sure if I'd have room to put up a third layout. So we're definitely gonna have to figure out something when that time comes, but we're still a little ways off because there's a lot more detail that we can pour into this layout, and still a lot more detail we can pour into our other city, the city of Brookhaven. But I really do hope you enjoyed this LEGO City update. Thanks again for watching. If you did enjoy, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below any of your thoughts on this new bit of progress that I had to share with you. If you have any ideas, feel free to suggest that down below. I'm very much open to adding any of your guys' thoughts, and if you guys have any feedback, yeah, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. So with that, thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time on the Brookhaven Project.